Hey crew, this is Daniel Young with Adaptive Perspective and the Adaptive Perspective social media platforms. I wanted to make a quick addendum to last night's video because, looking at the market this morning, going into it with plans, the fear in the market is running rampant. So, I'll share my screen. This is our Webull platform. Sharing it not in my account view, so you don't see my account number. But it's been a cluster since the market opened. We did sell some funds out of the individual account, NBXG and FAX, but it's just been a tumble, just a barn burn since the market opened. And blame who you want. I blame the newbies, but I really blame their advisors, because had their advisors been honest, they would have talked about this a while ago and we wouldn't see the panic we see now. And I get that this can be troublesome. So I wanted to make an added video. And I know what I'm going to say. Some of you are going to be like, how can you say it? But you really do have to try to stay calm as the world burns. And it's not burning. It's take it however you want. Whether that's a technology correction, people finally waking up that the economy is not as good as what they've been told, and pick your hosting platform, CNN, Fox, ABC, NBC, C-SPAN, whatever. All of those newbie investors are tracking all of those shows, and every single one of those talk show circuit junkies that should be honest with their audience is not honest with their audience. They're pushing them into certain categories and lying to their faces, and maybe not lying outright, but they're withholding information. And that's just as bad as lying, because you don't get the whole story. Had the herd heard a year ago that we were headed to this point, we would still probably see something like this going on. But I don't think it would have been this bad. So I know it's hard to stay calm, but you have to. You have to sell the stuff you need to, but use it towards picking up something else at a fantastic deal in dividend. And the sell-off does not impact the target list. They stay the same from yesterday's video. It's still fixed income, but like really choosy fixed income. It's fixed income, bonds, loans, real estate, and then specific funds. And at this point, with technology popping or correcting, however you want to say it, it's a really good time to scoop technology. So the one fund we own still inside the Roth, I sold it in the individual. I did not sell it in the Roth. Is NBXG, and it is technology focused. It's not quite like ETW. ETW is on the hit list. It's all the companies that use technology, plus it's also top weighted with technology. So it's got like a 4 to 5% investment in Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Amazon. And with the tech issue, that's going to drop. So that's not to say we're not going to buy it. We're just not going to buy it while it's dropping. And nobody can time the market. So it's not like you're going to know when the true bottom hits. But looking at the fear and greed index today, we're finally at extreme fear, which based on every category, I'll share the screen again. You look at these measures of, or really these categories here, and give them values. Like extreme fear would be -2, fear would be -1, neutral 0, right? Greed is 1, extreme greed would be 2. If you're looking at just the metrics here, like the general overview of the category, extreme fear, extreme fear, extreme fear, you're at -6, extreme fear, that's -10, fear, that's -11, greed cancels out, we're back to 10, extreme fear, -12. This ticker ought to be all the way over here, but it's not. So I don't think this is entirely accurate just based on these categories, but it's still a good temperature gauge on the market. So everybody's running scared. So let them sell the stuff you need to and wait. Um, had the market opened even and got, we would have bought first thing in the morning. Instead, we sold first thing in the morning, and the two funds we were going to sell already dropped pre-market. So it's not always smooth sailing. And I like nautical metaphors and references. That's the truth of it. That's life. It is not always smooth sailing. We plan for that. And remember too, if you're focused on gain of capital gains, right, where you get the overall price increase, if you're focused on that and not the dividend, those people are running scared, like rats on a ship on fire. I mean, those people are running scared because their return of capital just evaporated. I mean, gosh, it goes back to that 4% rule. The 4% rule is faulty. So if you got $1 million invested and you're withdrawing 4% a year, 40 grand a year, you're hoping the market gains 4% a year so you break even. But it doesn't account for a lot of things. Take your current salary at retirement. Is it going to be 40 grand or more? Or inflation every year is at least 4%. So you're taking 4% out. Inflation is 4%. So that's adding to it. But you're also used to living on maybe 80 grand by the time you retire. So you're taking 4% out, not meeting your needs. You really need 8% out. But then you add inflation, that's 12% loss a year off of your overall principal balance. That is not sustainable. That's why people go back to work, because they burn their retirement. So we want those capital gain increases over time, or pick a time frame, 6 months, 20 years, 40 years, whatever. We want to see those gains in price stock in case we do ever sell. But our portfolio is built on dividends, and dividends will pay. We want to supplement or fully fund a retirement on dividends. Right? So we focus on the companies that can meet our needs. But when you focus on that 4% rule and hitting that 1 mil metric, when stuff like this happens, those people panic. And those newbie investors, they panic more. And then it's like a firestorm. It really is like a barn sale, or like a barn burning sale. So I know it's hard in the midst of the storm, but you have to keep your wits. Your ship, you're the captain. If you freak out, everybody else on that ship freaks out. So keep your wits. It's gonna be hard, but you gotta stay the course. So if we get a rate cut in September, like everything hints at, the market will respond. And if we don't, it's gonna languish a little bit. And it's gonna, we're either in sell-off territory, it's really gonna drop like it did in COVID. I don't think so. I hope it doesn't drop that far. I don't know. But we still have to use the current environment for our benefit, right? Because if we can weather the storm, there are clear skies on the back end. Nice. If we can weather the storm, there are clear skies on the back end. So keep at it. That's all I'm going to say. The things that are worthwhile are hardly ever easy, regardless of why you're in the market, which I hope you know why you're in the market. But regardless of why you're in the market, it takes work to do well. And it's always a struggle. Like sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, oftentimes it's not. So weather the storm, scoop the deals. If you have questions, ask. And otherwise, I will see y'all on another video. I hope your week goes well. I hope your week is not completely wrapped up in how the market does. If that's true, then you might have a rough week. But I hope your week goes well outside of the market. Keep your wits. Scoop the deal when you can. And we'll do it. It'll work out. I hate the work. I honestly hate that phrase. It'll work out. Yeah. It's like, how well is it going to work out? I don't know. My version of how well it works out is going to be different than yours. But we're playing the long game, right? The short-term blips, they suck. And quite honest, they suck. But if we can weather this and scoop the deal and move forward and position ourselves well on the longer scheme of things, right? Then we just keep trucking along our course, working toward whatever end goal you have. So I wish you a great week. Don't get bogged down by the market. I mean, do something else. Do not watch the market tumble all day today. Go out and do something else. Don't get so focused on this. I know of people that update their portfolios daily. You could even argue against doing it every week, but I like weekly data. So that's me. So it is. It's not going to happen on its own, but get out there and enjoy life. Don't get stuck watching the market and all these people freak out. So I wish you a great week. And I really do. I wish you a great week, and I will see you on another video. So if you have questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll see you all next weekend. Bye-bye.